A little look at the Premier League standings after the first 2 rounds of action. Who's that on top, Shaka?
8-goal West Ham in 2 games, you mean, Kay?
Chelsea and Liverpool behind them, and the 2 face off this weekend.
Trailing some way off.
I mean, they're all level there, as you can see.
No.
Chelsea have so far had a perfect start to the season. Liverpool have too. Both sides yet to concede. Craig, who's most likely to concede in this game?
Both.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, Liverpool with most of the injured players back from last year. Andy Robertson, who's just signed a new contract, I believe he's not quite fit yet, but Virgil van Dijk has been. And that's going to be a really good battle between Romelu Lukaku, just got his first goal against his second debut for Chelsea against Arsenal. But then the 2 Arsenal centre-backs, I think the guys talked about it last week, trying to have a fight with him. And, so Virgil van Dijk's going to be a different cup of tea for Romelu Lukaku. And in some ways, I could see that being a big part in how the game goes. But I really think 2 really evenly matched sides here in terms of ability. Liverpool are at home, obviously, but I'm sensing a little sit in the fence draw here for me.
I'm leaning Chelsea on this one. And listen, Craig's right. These 2 teams, not a lot to tell between them. And then Liverpool have been very good at home. That run has to come to an end at some point. I just feel that of the 2, Chelsea are the one who are trending in the better direction. Romelu Lukaku comes in, first game, scores. Barely been there 10 minutes. And I think Chelsea continue to improve. I also think that Chelsea have more weapons than Liverpool, dare I say, right now, who I still think are trying to refine that form of a couple of seasons ago. So I'm just leaning Chelsea on this one.
Well, let's bring up the odds then, shall we, for this game that's coming off. Liverpool taking on Chelsea. Liverpool win 3-2. Draw 9-4. Chelsea winning 2-1. We've got your predictions as well. Don't make me do odds. It's the worst thing ever.
I can't do odds.
All right, so Craig Burley has stuck with the draw.
Yes.
He is on the fence.
Yes.
So too are you, Frank Leboeuf. You think it's going to be a draw as well?
Yeah. Yes. I think it would be unfair to compare what we saw last season with Liverpool. Liverpool is going back to its best, and they're very competitive. And Chelsea is also competitive and following, the path of winning the Champions League. It's going to be a major game, fantastic game. I think in the middle of the park, I would say that Chelsea is the better side, but offensively, even if Lukaku is back, to Chelsea, I think Liverpool has with Salah and Mane, for example, one of the best strikers in the world. So it's going to be even. It's going to be a fantastic game, I think, to watch. But I see a draw, which will be a good result for Chelsea away from home. But I'm sure it's going to be a fantastic game with a fantastic atmosphere.
Another big game coming up, Man City against Arsenal. Arsenal showed everybody how not to deal with Lukaku. Man City, huge favourites here, Shaka.
Yeah, they are, and understandably so, given what we've seen from Arsenal in particular. City still without a striker. We thought maybe that situation would be resolved by now. But this is still the City that won the title last season. Will be playing with confidence, which you cannot accuse Arsenal of. At home, at the Etihad, I just feel this is City's game, and easily so.
Look, Arsenal knew how Chelsea were going to play and still couldn't adjust or cope with it. Reece James was getting all that room down the right-hand side, and Tuchel hasn't really changed his system. And here we have a game against Man City, and you rarely know where some of these players are going to pop up. So how the hell are Arsenal going to be able to cope with this unless they've, watched some miraculous videos during the week after the West Brom game and they've figured it out? It could be a real painful time for them. I don't fancy them defensively. They're not strong in the middle of the park. And apart from one or two of the young boys, have been quite weak up front. So there's not a particularly good picture to paint about Arsenal at the moment. It's
a sad testament that we're talking about these two teams, traditionally the Big Six, and it's less about how Arsenal are going to get anything out of this game, and it's more about how do City throw it away. And that is just how far Arsenal have slid.
Oh, wow. It's going to be a difficult one to talk about, probably, for some sides of the fans. Anyway, we will be talking about it tomorrow. Dan will be back. ESPN FC is available, as you know, 7 days a week.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week, subscribe to ESPN+.